All right, hello everybody. It's been a while since I've done a YouTube video, well, at least strictly for YouTube video. And today is the 6th anniversary of the Virtual USA Flying Club, which I'm a part of. I don't unfortunately get to participate in a lot of their events because most of the events either happen when I'm already streaming for something else or I have other real world duties. So I do try to participate when I can. The Virtual USA Flying Club, for those of you that don't know, is a general aviation club centered around the VATSIM network, using either Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, 2024, P3D, or X-Plane. Nowadays it's more like Microsoft and X-Plane, but really any sim that you can do GA in and connect to the VATSIM network, you're good to go. It's their goal is basically to promote GA flying, general aviation flying, in flight simulators. And so it's a lot of fun. It's a good group of people. Mike Cinnamante is the founder and leader of the group, known as Jet Pilot Cinnamon over on Twitch. And I've gotten to meet him a number of times. Well, actually, maybe just the one time now that I think about it. I got to meet him for sure at FS Expo this last year in Hartford. That may have been the first time, now that I'm thinking about it. I've communicated with him a number of times via Twitch and things like that, but that may have been the first IRL meeting. But great guy, really loves general aviation, and there's a number of people that are in my kind of streaming sphere that are part of that. Melvin Leroy, Slant Alpha Adventures, are just a couple that come to mind immediately. There's others as well that are all members of the Virtual USA Flying Club, and it's a great group of people. So one of the best events I've ever participated though in was their anniversary event, and that is flying into Bayport, which is their official home location, which is on Long Island. It's a little grass strip nestled inside a Class Charlie that's kind of carved out for them. Exists in real life, and it's a fun little event. And so a few years ago they did one of these anniversary flights, I think from either Stewart or something like that, some airport just north of New York, and we flew down. We did the Skyline route through the Hudson and then down to Bayport, and it's a cool little landing there. And I believe I did that in this aircraft, the Comanche. And so we get to do that again. Today is their 6th year anniversary. And we're starting out here in Bradley. This is Windsor Locks Bradley Airport in Hartford, Connecticut. And I feel like I may have said Connecticut earlier when I was talking about meeting Jet Pilot Cinnamon. That was in Providence, if I didn't say that right. I'm having my brain's going, wait, did I say? So anyway, so we're here at the General Aviation Ramp. We've got our Piper Comanche here from A2A Simulations. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and we're going to get this ready to go and do a flight down to Bayport. There's a whole bunch of other members of the Virtual USA Flying Club on the network right now doing this flight from various airports. So this time it's a start from whatever airport you want, and we congregate into the Bayport Aerodrome. So that's what we're going to do. Just a little bit real quick for those of you that aren't familiar as with my channel. My name is Mike, also known as Mustafa, formerly the Flying Moose over on YouTube, or here on YouTube, I guess. And my primary thing, though, is I stream over on Twitch under the name Mustafa. That's become more the branding name for my channel. And would love to see you over there for the live streams. I stream usually about 3 times a week. And mostly it's airliners, but occasionally we do some GA stuff as well. And so today is one of those days we're not streaming this, I'm just recording this for YouTube. So this is specifically for YouTube. There'll be no chat interaction with me talking to you. I'll just be talking to you. So it allows me to focus a little bit more on what I'm doing. And so there is going to be a little bit of time when I need to do that, and it helps not having to try to negotiate with the chat and all the other stuff. So I do hope you come check me out on Twitch, though. Twitch.tv/Mustafa. There'll be links in the description down below, and come check that out. It's free to follow. You just need, if you want to subscribe, I'd love that too, but subscribe means something different on Twitch than it does on YouTube. Here on YouTube we ask you to hit the like button and subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube is the equivalent of a follow on Twitch. Over on Twitch, a subscribe is, I think, the YouTube equivalent of a membership. So that's the pay one. You get some emotes and you get ad-free viewing and all that stuff. So, but you don't need to do any of that to come enjoy the streams over on Twitch or be part of the community. It's just as free as it is over on YouTube. It's just Twitch is designed specifically for game streaming. And it's not designed as a standalone video service, which is what YouTube is. And YouTube is branched out into streaming. I don't personally think YouTube does it very well compared to Twitch, but that's because that's not their primary gig. Their primary gig is pre-recorded content, which is what we're doing here today. So anyway, that's all that to say. Come check it out over there. But in the meantime, hit that like button and subscribe button here over on YouTube. I'd appreciate it. Helps the channel grow and gets more people aware of my content. So all that to say, let's go ahead and hop in the aircraft and we'll talk about the route that we're going to take today. So this is the Comanche. Obviously everything is turned off. I'm going to go ahead and open the door here and simulate that we would have had this open for us getting in. Should have done it before I started the recording, but oh well. We're going to do this without the tip tanks today. I think it looks a little better without the tip tanks personally, and I don't ever use them. I don't ever have fuel in them because I don't go that far to need them. So we're going to do it without tip tanks. The aircraft already has fuel. We got about 25 gallons on each wing, so we got plenty of fuel for this flight. Estimate should be just under 2 hours for the flight time, and that should give us around 3 hours of endurance for the fuel. I just finished filing the flight plan. We'll go over that here in just a second, but let's take a look at the route that I'm planning to fly today before we do anything else. And we can do that. I'm going to do this tablet that you're seeing is something completely for the stream or the video. It's not actually built into the aircraft, so you're just looking at my second monitor right now. And so, as you can see here, we're over here at Bradley. I have the flight following turned off because I want to kind of simulate, we're just going to use our instruments and do our thing and navigate the best we can. So we're coming out of a Class Charlie airspace. Boston Center is on right now, so we're going to need to request a VFR clearance out of the Charlie airspace. Again, for Charlie airspace, all you have to do is maintain two-way communication with the airspace to be legal. You don't need an explicit clearance to fly through it, but when you're leaving from a Charlie, you need to get a VFR clearance to get out of the airport because it is a controlled airport. Same thing with a Class Delta airspace. If we were over here in this Class Echo area or somewhere beyond, we could just take off and do our thing and not talk to anybody. So as long as Boston Center's on, we're going to have to talk to them and get a VFR clearance. The plan here is to fly roughly south from the field. We're going to do this all VFR. South of the field, we're going to basically follow the river here. And it's going to take us over this Class Delta. Now we don't want to bust the Delta. I don't want to have to call Boston again for the tower side of things. So you can see here that the range of the Delta is ground up to 2,500 feet. So as long as we're above 2,500 feet, by the time we get here, we can just fly right over the top of this. That's what we're going to do. So we might have to get. Well, we should be able to get 2,500 pretty quickly, and so I don't think it'll be a problem. It looks like it'll probably be about 8 or so miles from the airport, and we can use this DME right here, the Bradley Windsor Locks DME, to kind of figure out where that boundary line is, and so we'll know if we're going to clear that or not, or if we have to do something funny. But the idea is we're going to fly south, roughly follow the river, and climb above this. Our initial climb altitude today will be about 4,500 feet, and again, that's so we can avoid some deltas. We're going to fly directly over. And once we get down here, we're going to intercept what you can't see in this view. This is the VFR view. We're going to intercept a radial off of the Hartford VOR here, 114.9. And if we go over to IFR low, you can see there's this 258 degree radial coming off of the Hartford VOR that goes all the way to the Carmel VOR right over here. And so that's what we're going to use to navigate across this long stretch of area. And then from there, we'll fly off the outbound radial of Carmel, and that will take us to the Hudson River. The Hudson River, we're going to then follow the river down, and right over by Sing Sing prison, apparently. We'll follow the Hudson River down. I'm going to switch back over to VFR because I don't need that map anymore. We're going to follow the Hudson River down, and before we get to this point here, which is, we call this the Alpine Tower. It's basically a big giant transmission line tower that we need to get clearance into the Skyline route. And the Skyline route is a special corridor that allows you to fly along, in our case, the west bank of the Hudson River, because we're flying south. If we were flying north, we'd be going along the east bank of the Hudson River. And this allows us to fly down here in a very specific corridor. We have to get clearance into the Class Bravo to do it, but it's a specific corridor for VFR aircraft or other commercial aircraft kind of things, to basically do a kind of a sightseeing thing along Manhattan here. And so if we can't get clearance, if for whatever reason either ATC goes offline or they're just too busy for us, which is possible. Newark is coming off of a 30 hours of Newark event, and I'm hearing the controllers are kind of burned out and there's still a lot of traffic, so they may just say, yeah, we don't have enough time for you to monitor. So there is an alternative, and that's to go into the Class Bravo exclusion zone of the Hudson, which is below the Class Bravo, and we'll have to stay in a certain corridor, be on a certain frequency, and be announcing certain waypoints as we're passing them on the general traffic frequency. So we'll talk about that when we're in the air as a kind of an optional plan B. But ideally, we get the Skyline route. They'll give us a range of altitude to be at. Like they might just say maintain the Class Bravo below 2,000. Which would mean we'd need to be, I think it's, 1,500 feet? Yeah. So we need to be above 1,500, but below 2,000. So we just probably sit in there somewhere. And then also, they'll probably give us a squawk code at that point as well, I believe, because they need to be keeping us on radar. And so at that point, we're technically in the Class Bravo, but with a clearance, so we're okay. Until we get down here to the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, right here between Brooklyn and Staten Island. And then when we come out, we'll need to dive down a little bit because we're going to dip under the Class Bravo for JFK. This section of it right here, south of this little kind of island bar, goes down to 501 feet. So we got to be below 500 feet, basically from the tip of this bar all the way till the inlet over here. Obviously, that gives us a little bit of padding either side, but that way visually we know where we're going to be going. And then after that, we can climb back up probably about 1,500 feet. Actually, we'll probably do about 1,000 feet because we can go up to 1,500 or actually above it. This is 4,000. Here is this shelf. But when we get over here to this Class Charlie for Long Island MacArthur, in order to stay out of the Charlie, we got to be below 1,500 feet. So if we're at 1,500 feet, that's not really good. So probably 1,000 feet we'll stick there. And then all the way in, when we get ready to turn into Bayport, there's this cutout here. So this cutout only extends up to 700 feet, which means at this point we have to be below 700 inside this little box. Otherwise, we're in the Class Charlie and we're busting the Charlie. So that is the plan there. The way we enter this, they're landing 1-8 right now, so we actually come up the river, which actually causes us to bust the Charlie ever so slightly, but apparently that's the procedure for Bayport, even IRL. If you ask me, this little cutout should extend to like right there. So it's kind of a little weird, but we basically follow that all the way up and follow the lakes in, and then there's a highway right here that we got to stay south of, and we'll make that turn sharply and come in on 1-8 at Bayport, and it should be pretty fun. So we do have 2 more deltas we're going to avoid. This one goes up to 3,200 feet. This one goes up to 3,000 feet. So again, by staying at 4,500 feet, we clear over these class deltas and don't have any issue there. Okay, so that is the flight plan. That's the plan there. And so here's what we filed. This is what we filed here. We're November 683 Mike Bravo. We're VFR. We're a PA-24. That's the Comanche. We're the light category. Equipment code SDFY. The S is the standard nav equipment, so it's VOR, NDB, ILS, that kind of stuff. D means DME. We do have DME equipment on board, so we can see distances. F is specifically for ADF. We do have an ADF radio, and then Y is the 23. What is it? It's the spacing on the radios. It gives you the third digit after the decimal, because a lot of radios need that now. And so we do have the ability to do that. So actually, it's not modeled in the aircraft that way, but I have the ability to do it, and so we put that we can get that. So basically this translates to slant alpha in the FAA lingo. This is the ICAO lingo right here. But we're basically slant alpha. We don't have any fancy GPS. We don't have any fancy INS or anything like that. We're running straight off VOR, NDB, and visual navigation, and that's it. We're departing out of Bradley. Our estimated off-block time, 21:55, which we've already passed. That's okay. It's close enough. Altitude is going to be 4,500 initially. We'll step down as we go, but the initial want to climb up to is 45. Airspeed around 160 knots or so. Arrival is 23 November. That's Bayport. We didn't file an alternate. En route time about 2 hours. I'm estimating we got about 3 hours of fuel endurance, and we're not required to put this in here, but I just thought it would be good since we're going to be talking to some people occasionally. What we're trying to do, so that way they don't go, wait, you're going there, why are you going west? Because you should be going just straight south to the thing. But so I just said we're going VFR southwest, the New York Skyline route, then east south of Long Island to Bayport. And then down here, this is the date of the flight, and then our registration, which is November 683 Mike Bravo. And then the remarks, we just put that we're flying for the Virtual USA Flying Club, and that I'm Mustafa, so those that know me online know who they're talking to. So, and we already filed that, so that's all done and good. All right. So in order to get going here, we are going to we need to do a little bit of a walk around and make sure our aircraft is flight worthy, and then we'll get our VFR clearance. So I'm going to do I'm going to open one of these tanks, and I'll explain why in a minute, and I'm going to explain why I'm not opening both of them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the gust lock off of that, and we are going to put the flaps all the way down. And we're going to pull this guy out. Now, with chase plane, it makes the walk around a little buggy, but there's a way that we have ways around it. So I do that, and you notice it just kind of goes away. Normally it would warp me there, and with chase plane it's not doing that, and I don't know if that's because I'm on the experimental version. But so we can move that, make sure that's nice and stiff. We're going to hit that to the next one, and we're going to go over here, make sure aileron is full deflection, easy move. And there we go. Move this around here. We can double check, make sure our lights are intact, and actually what we should do is turn those guys on. So let's do that, because there's no point in checking the lights without that. So can I even manipulate any of these things? I can. Okay, good. Master power, landing lights, and strobe lights, and nav lights. Alright, this way we can check everything. Make sure it's all working. Alright, there we go. We got the green nav light, we got the strobe going, the landing light looks good, and that's wonderful. We'll move this guy over here. Where'd you go? Why'd you go over here? Did I click the wrong button? Back over. Aha, there we go. So we got to remove the tie down there. I really wish once you were out of the plane in the walk around mode you could just go around all the things, but you can't. Did that put it over here? Yeah, it did. So we're just going to verify our fuel amount. Make sure the fuel that we have in the tank, yep, we got a good amount of fuel in there. Max is 30 gallons. We got 25, so it's not quite full, but it's close. So that seems to jive with what we think we got, so that's good. We're going to go down here, and we got to remove the chocks. We can also kind of inspect the wheel and make sure everything looks good. It's in good condition. And we're going to go over here. This is why I turned on one of the fuel tanks, because we need to be able to drain the sump and make sure we don't have any water in the bottom of the sump. But if I have, sorry, I didn't mean to spill that yet. There we go. But if I have both tanks open and I start opening valves, when they're not full, the fuel can actually drain from one tank to the other, and we start to get an imbalance, and so I don't like that. So it's especially a problem if I'm filling the tank one at a time when I'm doing that, but in this case we didn't have to add anything, so it may not have been an issue. But anyway, you can see we don't have any water. It's nice and blue, so that's our good old avgas. Stay down there. We're going to close that back up. And we're going to go over to here now. Which, yes, it did. And we're just inspecting the prop, make sure everything looks good. We can look inside here and make sure we don't have any debris on the inside. The nose wheel looks good. Everything looks good there. So we're going to go over to here and we're going to check the oil. And it's kind of hard to see in this light, but yeah, we're just under 12, which means we're full. So perfect. And the oil is kind of lightly colored, which is good. If it was like black, that's not usually a good sign. You don't want it to be black. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but if it's not black, that's better. Your car oil will almost always be black after, because it's just, you know, soot and stuff from inside the engine, and it's picking up stuff. But when you first change your oil, it's generally pretty clear like that, clearish. All right, I'm going to move down, get the chocks. Again, we'll check the wheel here. Oh, my brake line is selective viewing there. That's interesting. Okay. All right, we can come and grab this and make sure we remove the pitot cover. And we'll check the lights over here. Strobe light, red light, and the landing light looks good. Over here, we can check the aileron on this side. That looks good. And the flap looks good. And come back over here. We can just look and make sure the static port is clear. And as we come back here, we're going to remove the tie down, maybe. We're going to remove the tie down. Are we not actually here? There we go. Oh, there we go. And we'll check. There we go. Make sure that's moving. This should move slightly, but not too much. Otherwise, that's an indication that maybe there's a thing broken. We got our lights working back there. And we're going to come back over to here. Oops, not that one. But we need to check that static part anyway. And we come back here, we can put our belongings in the compartment. So we're going to start with, actually, no, we're going to start with the big stuff. And that can go in there. And voila. All the things. And we are done. We can go back into the plane. All right, we can now put that away. We'll go ahead and just double check. Parking brake. Yeah, so that's what I expected. All right, I'm going to shut off all of those guys because I don't want them running at the moment, just draining the battery. We're also going to put our flaps back up. And we'll go ahead and get our door closed. There we go. All right. All right, next things, we're going to get our aircraft started and we'll get the engine warming up. So we're going to make sure we put on both fuel tanks there. Go ahead and turn on our rotating beacon, our fuel pump, and we're going to prime the engine. So we'll give it 1, 2, 3, and 4 prime. And we'll lock that off. Make sure our condition lever is full forward. We're going to put the mixture to about halfway, and we're going to crack the throttle a little bit. Ignition to both. Clear prop. There we go. All right, mixture full rich. And we're going to bring the power back to about 1,000 RPM. All right, and we're going to let the engine warm up a little bit there. We can turn the fuel pump off. We don't need that on now. I'm going to turn the panel lights now up all the way. And we're going to turn on the avionics master. It's going to Boot this stack as well as this over here. And we want to turn these guys on. And the ADF can go on as well. We can check here, roughly 25 gallons each side, so that's good, that jives. We're going to be talking to, if I'm not mistaken, unless they've gone offline, we're going to be talking to Boston. So that is Boston Center. There's two of them. I don't know which one's which. But one of them's Evan, so I'm going to try him first. 123,750. 123,750. When in doubt, check with that. And we don't have any of that.
Yeah, 135, descend via the Raleigh to arrival, runway 35, the Manchester altimeter 29er79er.
Descend via the Raleigh to United 135.
And runway 35.
Affirmative.
Boston Center, November 683, Mike Bravo, on the ground at Bradley. Are we talking to the correct Boston Center?
00.
Oh, dagnabbit.
Hello.
Rouge 221, descend and maintain, level 200.
Descend 200,
Boston Center, November 683, Mike Bravo, on the ground at Bradley. Are you controlling this area?
Square 683, Mike Bravo, Boston Center, welcome, and I am.
Fantastic. How you doing, Evan?
Good, Mike, how are you?
Wonderful.
Boston Center, Cessna 113 Papa Foxtrot.
Cessna 113, Papa Foxtrot, Boston Center.
Hi, sir. 113 Papa Foxtrot on the ground at Hartford. We have the numbers. Would like to get a squawk code for VFR flight following to the south.
November 3 Papa Foxtrot, departure will be on this frequency, squawk 2454.
Departure with you, squawk 2454, 3 Papa Foxtrot.
Number 3 Papa Foxtrot, read back correct, expect runway 20. Let me know when you're ready to taxi.
Roger. Could you confirm that was 2454 for 3 Papa Foxtrot?
For 3 Papa Foxtrot, read back correct.
Roger. And 3 Papa Foxtrot is ready to taxi.
3 Papa Foxtrot, runway 20, taxi via Alpha.
20 via Alpha, 3 Papa Foxtrot.
Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray, descend and maintain level 200.
X-ray, descend and maintain for 200 for Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray.
Spirit Wings 1196, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain level 240.
Descend pilot's discretion, maintain level 240, Spirit Wings 1196.
American 1123, traffic no factor. Further climb is going to be at your discretion with the Cleveland Center offline. Frequency change approved. You have a good night. Southwest 973, descend at pilot's
Just
discretion.
gotta wait for him to kind of get through his stuff so I can ask for clearance. Find a hole.
Maintain 40 Southwest 973.
Thanks, that's at your discretion. Lufthansa 416, crash on Lufthansa 146, verify that you are maintaining 320 knots or faster.
Lufthansa 146, connecting 320 knots.
Lufthansa 146, I'm sorry, I heard you there. Can you verify you're maintaining 320 knots or faster?
I can verify that. Yes,
Lufthansa 146, what is your current speed?
it's going to be 323 Antonix.
Boston Center, Comanche 683, Mike Bravo on the ground at Bradley. VFR clearance to the south, 4,500.
2146 airspeed.
2146 is going to be now 331.
Okay, very good, thank you. Lufthansa 146, cross crank at and maintain 7,000. The Stewart's altimeter 2984.
Cross crank and then maintain 7,000 for reduced altimeter.
4,000. Alright, that was stepped on Lufthansa 146 and Lufthansa 146 only, crank at 7,000.
Lufthansa 146, crank at 7,000.
Rouge 221, reduce speed to 280, descend and maintain 15,000.
Reduce to speed 280, descending 15,000, Rouge.
Lufthansa 411, maintain 290.
We're the lower priority because we're on the ground still, so.
Lufthansa, correction, Delta 411, maintain 290 knots. Delta 411.
They get please for Delta 411, so sorry.
Delta 411, maintain 290 knots.
Maintain 290 knots, Delta 411.
United 3315, Boston Center, climb and maintain flight level 400.
Climb and maintain flight level 400, United 3315.
November 683, Mike Bravo, departure on this frequency, squawk 5535.
Departure on your frequency, squawk 5535 for November 683, Mike Bravo.
Number 3, Mike Bravo, read back correct. Runway 33, taxi via Tango. Let me know when you're ready.
We'll taxi runway 33 via Tango, and we'll let you know when we're ready for 683 Mike Bravo.
Center United 135 request.
Okay. I got
United
to fix my
135.
heading here, so that
Are we
is
able to disregard the
192
speed
roughly.
restriction?
Oops, not that good.
United 135, delete speed restrictions.
Thanks, sir.
Air Canada 7071, contact Boston Center 133.45.
33.5.
Pull that back out.
Southwest 973, cross 30 miles west of Albany, at and maintain 1000. The Albany altimeter 29087.
Faster, it is.
We'll cross Albany at
3 roughly, there we go. So we're going to be departing to the north. That's actually good because that'll give us more time to turn around. And we also want to set the Hartford VOR 114.9.
Reduce speed to 250 now, and cross crank at and maintain.
And we're going to put the
7,000.
DME for Windsor in here, 117.05.
Now to 250 knots and cross crank at 7,000.
And if we do distance right there, there's the DME. And we can just leave it there because I don't need to see anything else for that because that's all I need is the DME. It's not going to do anything else for me.
I was requesting 320.
All right, so we got that, and then we got squawk 5535.
Sorry,
We're going to put that in there.
Cafe 43, descend to maintain, level 320.
35. We're going to go ahead and put that on.
Speedbird 5 out back, reduce speed to 250 on Trail Newark.
And what we're going to do is we're going to pull out into the alleyway here, and we're going to do some run-up tests, and then we'll be ready to go.
Next is grid.
So let's do that.
Boston Center,
So
American
go ahead
1019, we're at 14,000.
take the brakes off.
American 1019, Boston Center, climb and maintain, level 190.
Up to 190, American 1019.
United 3315, anything I can help you with there? It appears you're heading the wrong direction.
No, this is just the way my FMS is taking me. I can reroute and skip whatever route this has me going.
Okay, I don't know what exactly you've programmed, but the route I have for you goes to Atlanta, and
Okay.
you're currently pointing towards Spain.
So we're going to go ahead and run this up
I'm going to Atlanta, but it is having me go
2,000
to
RPM.
my waypoint is TJ, Faro, Jockey, Hemwo, Kingway.
Do you have Barnes, Bravo,
And we're going to check the left mag. That's quite a significant drop for the left mag.
United 3315,
Check
go direct
the right
Barnes.
mag.
Go direct Barnes, 1350.
That's a really significant drop. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the mixture back
with view of
until we see that RPM drop right about there. That's gonna run that really lean. We're gonna try to burn off some of the crud on those mags because it's been running rich and it's just built up a lot of junk on there. So.
American 1019, climate maintain.
We're probably going to get a hot cylinder temperature on one of these back cylinders.
American 1019.
Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray, turn left heading 170, vector in trail spacing, descend to maintain, potable 190.
Okay, the SN 170 for vector turn, and it's down to 170 for QS 5 Alpha X-ray.
That's about the same on that mag.
96, descend via J-Fund to arrival, runway 27, Boston altimeter.
Okay, it's already better on the right mag. It's about similar to the left now. So we're making progress.
Expect runway 27, saving your control.
Boston altimeter 297-er.
297-er, thanks.
While we're doing that, let's check the prop. We'll exercise the prop.
48, 11,000, climbing 4,000.
Delta 1798, Boston Center, climb and maintain, level 230.
230, Delta 17 and 48.
Seabird 5 Alpha X-ray, expect to resume the arrival at crank.
Okay, let's check the zoom.
That's about where that seems to be holding.
Delta 411, reduce speed to 250.
Reduce speed to 250.
Right mag's actually come back quite a bit, but left mag's still a little bit worse, but it's within tolerant range. There's the cylinder 5 temp, so we're going to go ahead and back the power back off now.
Clear for takeoff, have a great flight.
Clear for takeoff, 20, Cessna 113 Papa Foxtrot.
And I'm going to leave the fuel lean down a bit.
United 135, do you need that just for altitude?
And we told us to go
negative, it's just a
Tango.
Okay, no problem.
We
We're United 135. How long do you think you need in the hold there, just for my planning?
Probably 15, 20 minutes back.
United 135, clear
Okay,
to
so we're going to have to
Orosi.
go kind of up over
Hold
around
on the
to Tango. Okay.
102 inbound track. Expect
So we're gonna
further
turn on the
clearance
pitot
at
heater.
2300 Zulu. The time now is 2220.
And we'll start taxiing.
Alright, Director Rozzi will hold on the 102 inbound radial and further 2300 United 135.
United 135, read back correct. Descend and maintain 1000. Let me know when you're ready.
On 1000, we'll give you a call, United 135. Thanks, sir.
And actually, United 135, also just make that left-hand turns, please.
Left-hand turn, United 135.
Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray, descend and maintain 15,000. Steward altimeter 29084.
You stepped on today again for Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray.
Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray, maintain 15,000. The altimeter is 29084.
Okay, descend track for 150 and the altimeter 29094 for 29084 for Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray.
Southwest, Boston Center, Southwest 973 is going to have to disconnect.
Alright, sounds good. Have a good one. Delta 1016, Cleveland Center is closed. Circuits change approved. See ya.
28 for Delta 1016. Thanks, see ya.
You're welcome. Cafe 843, Montreal Center is offline. Circuits change approved. See ya. Delta 1748, climb and maintain, level 360.
Climb and maintain, level 360, Delta 1748.
United 1903, climb and maintain, level 360.
260, United 1903.
November 3, Papa Foxtrot, radar contact at 700, maintain the VFR. And Bridgeport altimeter is 29083.
Roger, 29083, and we'll maintain the VFR 3 Papa
Tango
Foxtrot.
down here.
Lufthansa 146, maintain 250 knots. And Newark approach, well, you know what, there's still somebody there. Let me see if they want to talk to you. Stand by.
Lufthansa 146, 257.
I believe it was the 258 radial for the VOR, so we're going to set that guy.
Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray, turn left heading 160.
So when that comes
Left in on the
live,
160, full speed 5 Alpha X-ray.
should be right about
Southwest
there.
234, Cleveland Center is offline. Frequency change approved. Take care.
Where are we heading? I'm Southwest 234.
Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray, descend to maintain 12,000.
Descend to maintain 12,000, speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray.
Delta 2896, Boston Center, climb and maintain for level 230.
This is the ILS holding point. We're going to go to the other one because you
November
can't
3
block
Papa
the ILS with
Foxtrot, contact
Microsoft.
Boston Center 133.45. Have a good flight.
Over to center 133.45, Session 3 Papa Foxtrot. Good night, sir.
Close up our windows here. I'm going to turn on. Let's stop right here just to make sure I know which one is the cabin vent. Cabin vent is opened. We want some air. We're going to put on the strobes and landing lights. And we are ready to go. Boston Center, Comanche, 3 Mike Bravo, short of runway 33 at Bradley, ready to go.
I had a couple on at once. There's on the other line. November 3 Mike Bravo, left downwind departure approved. Runway 33 clear for takeoff.
Left downwind departure approved, runway 33 clear for takeoff, 3 Mike Bravo.
And who else did I miss there?
All right, so left down, that means we're going to take off and we're going to turn left and fly back down the other end because remember we wanted a southbound departure. Runway 33
Speedbird
is
5 Alpha X-ray,
basically
turn right
a,
direct crank,
more
resume
of
the
a
arrival.
north departure.
Okay, right turn direct crank, resuming the arrival, speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray.
Delta 411, descend to maintain 7,000.
Descend to maintain 7,000, Delta 411.
Lufthansa 146, contact Newark approach 128.55.
Lufthansa 146 contacting 128.55.
All right, mixture full rich. For the departure, fuel pump on. And we've been given clearance to take
Shamrock
off, so
10
here
Mike
we
Whiskey,
go.
Boston Center, roger. Delta 2896, climb and maintain, level 360.
Evening, Boston Center. Go Jet 4484.
Lindbergh 4484, Boston Center, good afternoon, squawk 7250.
We are up, you're up.
Spirit Wings 1196, contact Boston approach 133.0.
133.0, Spirit Wings 1196, thanks.
Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray, cross crank at a maintain 7,000. The Stewart altimeter
Clear the runway, we're
1084.
going to turn left for our left downwind
Okay,
departure.
crossing crank at maintaining 7,000, 2984, speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray.
Boston Center, Delta 1700, 9,000 for 14,000.
Delta 1700, Boston Center, climb and maintain, level 230.
Level 230, Delta 1700.
Lindbergh 4484, squawk 7250.
That hotel right there is the first ever flight sim convention I ever attended.
The number 3 Mike Bravo, radar contact at 1,500, maintain VFR.
All right, I'll maintain VFR for November 3 Mike Bravo.
Lindbergh, or if you prefer, GoJet 4484.
Sorry, having some issues. What is the actual thing for...
All right, so
Go
here
Jet.
is
I
the
couldn't
river. We're going to kind of follow
Lindbergh is
down.
the call sign, like the famous aviator. And Lindbergh 4484, you squawk 7250, please.
We're squawking 7... Appreciate the issue there, sir. We're having major issues. Sorry about that.
No problem. You're all good. You can squawk 7250 whenever you have the time, and just let me know if I can help in any way.
Roger.
Boston Center 312 Whiskey Charlie, level 14,000.
All right, so remember we want to be above 2,500 by about 8 DME, and we're already above 2,500 at 1.4, so we will clear that delta with no issue.
Rouge 221, contact Newark approach 128.55, so long.
285, we'll see so long, Rouge 221.
Goodbye.
Messing with the trim here. I'm going to go ahead and lean this out a little bit, and we're also going to back the RPM back to about 2,400 for the climb. We'll climb at 24 squared. Attempt to anyway.
Cessna 738 Papa Victor, Boston Center. Say requested altitude, direction of flight. November 8 Papa Victor, the Burlington.
We're coming up on 4,000, and we want to cruise at about 45.
3003, runway 33, taxi via Charlie.
And since we don't care about the DME anymore, we're going to go ahead and switch this back to 114.9. Which is the guy we want to track. There it is.
Boston Center, Lindbergh.
So we can just maintain this heading now until we intercept
We
it.
got it set straight now. We're spotting 72.
Lindbergh 4484, thank you very much. And fly heading 100, vector for your descent. You can descend to maintain flight level 190.
Cylinder 5 showing a little hot, but as we get speed here, that'll help that a little bit. Because we're going to level off here.
Boston Center, JetBlue 2073, 9,000.
First Delta
As we speed up, the nose wants to climb, so we got to watch that on the trim.
320.
Well, 320 to 1,300.
JetBlue 2033 Boston Center, climb and maintain level 230.
We're going to back the RPM off to 22 squared now.
Delta 1700, clear direct gone.
Direct gone, Delta 1700.
Boston Center, Delta 2222, 14,000.
Delta 1432 Boston Center, climb and maintain level 230. And as we get our aircraft kind of taken care of, we're going to plan our job a little bit easier. We're going to kick on the autopilot.
I was about that, Delta 2222, hang on a second, then Delta 2222, climb and maintain level 230.
Level 330, Delta 2222.
Negative, Delta 2222, climb and maintain level 230, 22, 23 actually.
That should hold our altitude and our heading.
Fly level 230, Delta 2222.
You can see now we're no longer getting the hot cylinder.
That's 10,000, climbing 14,000.
Delta 1432, Boston Center, climb and maintain level 230.
Well, that was different.
230, 1432.
There we go. I think I freaked it out with having the walk-around camera still somewhat active or something. Look at some rain stuff going on over here. That's fun.
WestJet 232 Boston Center, climb and maintain level 330. Welcome.
Hopefully we can maintain VFR at this level.
United 121.
We will be turning that way eventually, so that might help.
United 121 Boston Center.
Center 819, Lima, past 12,000 to 14,000.
Number 819 Lima, Boston Center, climb and maintain 16,000. The Bradley altimeter 2982.
2982, climb maintain 16,000, E19 Lima.
Speedbird 5 Alpha X-ray, contact Newark approach 128.55.
2855 for speed 5 knots. X-ray, cheers, begin amazing.
Thank you, have a good night.
Hot Center, good evening, United 121 Heaviest, with you, flight level 380, smooth ride.
Okay, the VOR is just on the, probably right about in here somewhere from this bend out. And we should turn just slightly before we get to here. Now, I'm already kind of angling off that way, which is fine.
133.45, have a good night.
Keeps the river in sight, and see what's going to happen with these clouds
3 Mike Bravo,
showers.
contact Boston Center on 133.45.
Over to Boston Center on 133.45 for Comanche 683 Mike Bravo. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike, have a good night.
You as well.
Delta 2222.
Heavy is 11,700 for 17,000.
Unit 403 Boston Center, hello, clear robot, calling maintain level 21.
Direct robot and climb and maintain 210.
Boston Center, Comanche 683 Mike Bravo, 4,500.
November 683 Mike Bravo, Boston Center, hello, the Bridgeport altimeter is 2983.
2983 for 683 Mike Bravo, thanks.
November 113 Papa Foxtrot, you're leaving my airspace, radar service is terminated, frequency change is approved.
Roger, have a good night, sir, 3 Papa Foxtrot.
Right about there.
Okay, November 683 Mike Bravo, does Mike have any Cinnabons left, or are they all gone?
I don't know, he landed at Bayport a while ago, so he's probably eaten them all by now.
Oh, man.
Yes, this is a rain shed, like a Virga kind of deal.
Who called?
So we'll see what happens. Here's that kind of little point I was talking about. We should be turning before, so we should be getting this needle coming in any time.
Yeah, 155, 678, 11,000. The Bangor altimeter is 2990. At 155, 5 minutes is approved. Report back. Virgin 10 Hotel, come and maintain level 350.
I'm maintaining flight level 350, British. Head down.
Lufthansa 413, come to Boston Center, 123.75.
Oh, there's the rain. It's starting to get it on the windshield.
123.75, Lufthansa 413.
Back 21 to the Boston Center, 123.75. Back 21 to Boston Center, 123.75.
123.75, FedEx 21 Heavy. Thank you so much.
Rain makes the visibility a little crappy, but not impossible. We're still below the cloud deck. You can see the deck is up here.
Center, just 2417, flight level 14,000.
I'm sorry, who called?
Just 2417, flight level.
Alright, the other VOR we're tracking to, we're tracking from this one, but we need to pick up Carmel, which is 116.6. So we're going to put that down here. 116.6.
Boston Center, give me 2019 14000, climbing 17000.
And we'll see evidence of that guy over here.
Boston Center, hello, climb maintain level 350.
Up to flight level 350, United 2019.
Yeah, so we flew through the rain and then it kind of clears up again. It's just a little spotty rain showers.
Center, hello, clear direct
It's not
robot,
bad.
maintain level 210.
It's not bad.
Yeah, 2019, Boston Center 123.75.
So for those of you that aren't aware, Evan, the guy I was talking to a little bit ago on the radio, that is Evan from VATSIM Expo fame. He and Phil are the two co-founders of what is currently the VATSIM Expo, which happens every year in June. This last year it was in Providence, Rhode Island. The year before that was in Las Vegas. This next year it's going to be in Minneapolis, St. Paul. The second full week of June, I believe, is from this. I mean, it's not a week-long event, but it happens during the second week. It's the weekend before the Father's Day weekend, whatever that is. I think Father's Day weekend is a little closer to like the 22nd or something this year. So. But it is an amazing event. If you've never had a chance to check it out, highly recommend you consider attending. Registration for that will probably open closer to December of this year, but it is a fantastic event. It brings together all kinds of exhibitors from the flight sim universe, as well as all kinds of flight simmers into one place, and it is a lot of fun. I've been attending, like I mentioned, was we flew out of there. The first one I went to wasn't actually Flight Sim Expo, it's called Flight Sim Con, and that was before Evan and Phil took over and made it Flight Sim Expo. But that was a great event, and that event has nothing on what it is nowadays. So
155.
we had about 2,500 in-person attendees, close to around a little over 3,000, I think, with the virtual attendees as well this last year, and it was a great time. Just hanging out with fellow flight simmers, geeking out on different hardware and software, and getting to hang with each other, and it's just, the seminars available, it's just good times had by all, so cannot endorse Flight Sim Expo enough. And if you want more information about it, please hit me up on Discord. I'll be talking it up again as we get closer to it. I've been a media partner for them for, I think, the beginning. Maybe not the very first year, but definitely all the other years. I can't remember if I was. I think I was a media partner the first year too, but I'm not sure. So yeah, it's been a great relationship. I'm really good friends with Evan and Phil, and they're just great guys. They sacrifice themselves for that event, and it shows. It is so well run. You'd think they did that for a living, and that's not their primary job. They each have.
683 Mike Bravo, you'll leave my airspace. Radar services terminated. Frequency changes approved.
All right, over to Unicom for 683 Mike Bravo. All right, so we're going to Unicom now. 122.8. And I'm going to go ahead and keep that squawk code in there. He didn't say squawk VFR, so I'm going to leave that in there just in case. It's kind of funny. We didn't ask for flight following, but they gave it to us anyway, so. But hey, you take it when you can get it. And it's more of this kind of like light, it's not fog, but it's just kind of a haze, rain combo, whatever. But again, we're below the cloud deck, and we can see more than 3 miles, so we're VFR still. It counts. Let's see here now on the. So let's see, GPS-wise, we're 21 miles from the Hartford VOR at 20. Sorry is a waypoint that's about 22 miles or so. I'm going to estimate, maybe 23 miles from the VOR. So we're probably almost to Sorry, which means we're just about to enter over the that first class Delta, which is a 3,200 foot top. That's Waterbury, Oxford Airport, Kilo Oscar X-Ray Charlie. Again, we're just flying over the top of it, so there's no harm, no foul. We can do whatever we want there. But all told, and then between, so the total distance between VORs here is looking to be something like 40, 51, 52. So when we get close to 50, then we definitely want to make sure we're switching over and we're tracking the Carmel VOR. And we might go ahead and switch over to that here in just a little bit because we're coming up on about the halfway point. And seeing as we are getting the Carmel VOR. Now the way this guy works, this is a little different than this guy. The outer ring here is going to move, and so we've set this to the heading that we want it to be, that we want to fly. So right now we're doing about 258 radial is what we should be doing, which is going to be somewhere 2, 3. It should be right about there, and we're pretty almost dead on. Showing up more like 257, but close enough. So we'll just keep that centered. We have the GS flag there because there's no glide slope on it. It's a VOR, it's not an ILS, so we don't expect that. But we have the same thing on the HSI here, the no glide slope, just a different style of instrument. This is much more common on old school GA 6-pack style aircraft. This is a little more common on kind of nicer GA aircraft, if they're still using a 6-pack. And it's very common even on older airliners before you get to a whole PFD and ND. This is the standard HSI. Horizontal situation indicator, as opposed to OBS and Omni bearing selector. So we have the 2 flags showing up because we're tracking that one in front of us. The 2 flag it's showing a from flag over here because we're tracking the outbound of the Hartford VOR. Maintain about 160 miles an hour. This scale is in miles an hour, not knots, believe it or not. But we have knots inside of that, so we're doing about 140, actually just under 140 knots it looks like. So, which is right about what I think that's right around what I thought we were going to be doing. So it's looking like, since he said no more service available, well, Newark Approach is still on. So we might be talking to them for the Skyline. Typically we would contact LaGuardia, but if they're the only game in town, that might be who we're talking to. Or it might not be them at all. According to VATSIM radar, their boundary does not quite extend all the way to the Hudson, so it may be technically outside of their control. But I'm not sure. We'll have to find out, and we'll see if they're still on by the time we get there. Oh, look at this. We're not far from, we probably can't see him. So Melvin Leroy, I just saw on SkyVector, he's like right out here, flying southbound right now, toward Long Island Sound. What is he? November 11816. I'm gonna message him. out here that, yeah, this guy, Chris Armstrong, 11-3 Papa Foxtrot, he's crossing the Sound, headed to Bayport. Let's see, Papa 2A Bravo is south of Long Island, headed to Bayport. There's a number of guys here. Very cool. I wonder if Slant Alpha is still... He was kind of taking the scenic route down from Martha's Vineyard area. I would imagine he's probably already... He probably already landed. Yeah, right. Too bad, but it could be worse. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to switch radios. So I'm going to center up my heading bug there. We're going to switch back to heading mode. And I'm going to change this to 116.6. There's the 2 flag. Track that guy. Alright, so 12.3 miles from Carmel. And I think at Carmel we'll start to descend down. We'll either need to be around 1500 or so for the skyline, or we'll need to be even lower than that. So let's take a look actually at the exclusion zone. Let's see, New York skyline, New York SFR is. So this is the New York Special Flight Rules area. This is if we aren't using the skyline. And so you can see the Class Bravo extends down to 1,300 feet. 1,300 feet, 1,300 feet the whole way. So we have to be underneath that to use that. And then if we do use that, we need to announce these reporting points. So Alpine Tower, mandatory. Anything that says mandatory. So George Washington Bridge, we have to report Intrepid. We report the clock and the Statue of Liberty and the Verrazano Narrows as we exit. And we will always call that we're our altitude, our direction of flight. So it'd be, let's say we decide to fly at 1,000 feet. We'll do citation, it's not citation, Comanche 3 Mike Bravo, 1,000 feet at the Alpine Tower southbound on the SFRA. And just go down. And what is the, I don't remember what the CTAF is for this. Come on, it said somewhere what it is. That's not it. Why does it not say right here? 13, yep, okay, Hudson, beginning, blah, 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 blah. East, okay, communications, include the following: aircraft type, current position, direction of flight, and altitude. Okay, what? On the designated common traffic advisory frequency. Okay, so where's the designated? I guess actually for, well, no, because it wouldn't be, we will have CTAF here. East River exclusion. I'm not sure. see if Melvin Leroy knows what it is. I thought I could have sworn it said what the frequency was, but I'm not seeing it there. Alright, so we'll plan to do 1,000 feet. If we do that, if we get the Skyline route, we'll just be talking to probably Newark approach or departure. But we'll go ahead and get down to 1,500 feet for that. Looks like we probably need to do that anyway because this looks like pretty low here. And we're coming up on the Carmel VOR right now. And the Carmel VOR is right on the edge of the Class Delta, so we have to pass the VOR before we start descending down below 3,000. And I'm going to switch this over to heading mode because it's going over the cone of confusion. There it is. There's the VOR. Okay, so we're going to start on down. So we're going to turn off the altitude. Point the nose down a little bit. We'll back the throttle off a little bit. We'll go 2022. Descend super rapidly, so we'll descend moderately. Was the, let's see, it's the 255 radial we technically want to fly off of this. Tweak this a little bit. 255. Well, this is fun. Alright, you know what? I'm going to just try and dodge around this cloud, because try to stay VFR as much as possible. Speed here, we're getting into the caution zone. Started descending a little rapidly on that turn. Yeah, we kind of shoot the gap here. Kind of go around this guy. We just got to feel our way to the Hudson, so it shouldn't be that hard. That's 2,500. I think I'm going to try and level there, actually. It's getting a little hilly. Selected. Dodging around the cloud that settled down on the hills there. Alright, once we get to the Hudson, that's when we'll try to make contact with Newark and see what our options are. back in the rain. Getting our airplane awash. Alright, well, one of the Newarks went off. Uh, 119.2, let's try that.
Advisory approved. Good day.
He might be going off right now too.
Yeah, American 37 Romeo, New York's departure is closing. We're to service terminated. Change to advisory approved. Good day.
All right, so they're closing. So everyone's closing.
Roger,
so we're going to
good
do the SFRA.
United 624. You up?
All right. So we're going to plan to go to 1,000 feet. We'll do the call outs. We'll do it that way. We've done the Skyline before. We can do the SFRA. It's probably better anyway because we'll probably be visibility is going to be a thing. So anyway, so here's the Hudson. We're going to fly down this. About halfway down here should be the from our current position to the start of the SFRA should be the Tappan Zee Bridge. And after we cross the Tappan Zee, we'll definitely want to make sure we make our way down to 1,000 feet, because by the time we get to Alpine Tower, which is our first mandatory reporting point, we got to be below 1,300 feet for staying out of the Bravo. Now the Bravo is not monitored at this point because there's nobody online to do it, but we're going to simulate the fact that you know, someone could be. So, and actually, you know what? This is the Tappan Zee right here, because that's right. We came out farther south than we were going to. So yeah, Tappan Zee is actually right here. So we'll cross Tappan and then we'll descend down to 1,000, and we'll just do 1,000 over the west bank of the Hudson. And try not to sully ourselves. Alright, 123.05 is going to be the CTAF for this, so let's set that 123.05. Man, the weather though has made this really a cooler event than it probably otherwise would have been. I mean, I love this event anyway, but...
November 8.9er, Kimberly Mar, you're on guard.
So we're just sitting on guard?
Yeah, this is United 121. We're around 10 miles on south of you, and actually north of you. I just wanted to know your intentions after crank. Great, I'll reduce and then follow you. Currently 9,000, descending to 7,000.
Alright, I'm going down to 1,000.
Alrighty.
Apparently it's for the best, because the weather is going to crap. on this side of the Hudson. Really qualifying as VFR anymore, is it? Oh my gosh. Hudson River traffic, Comanche 683 my Bravo, the Alpine Tower, 1,000 feet southbound. I can no longer see. This is super dangerous. This is how we die. Just to be able to see some kind of landmark. Ah, this is awful. Alright, there's the river. Okay, this is no longer VFR. This is Lisa gonna die. Good night. Okay, screw this. We're going up. We gotta climb above this. Fly the instruments, not be outside. No idea where I am in regard to the river, though. I think that's the edge. Over here. We're climbing into the Bravo, but I'd rather bust the Bravo than run into the train, so. Okay, there's the George Washington Bridge. Going to kind of hover above here and see if it clears up enough to. And try not to hit the George Washington. Still on the west bank of the river. Okay, I can see ground there. It's helpful. Obviously, this was real life. We could not do this. This is I'm taking liberties that I can in a sim because there's no risk of actual death and actual FAA violations. but yeah, we're no longer legal. Okay, I can see the river edge there. Stinks. I was hoping to get some nice views of Manhattan, but I don't think that's going to happen. This is kind of just all gone to poop. I can see the skyline sticking out right here a little bit. So unless this kind of clears up here in a second, but it's kind of starting to break over here. Make sure I stay out of Newark Towers airspace so I don't get yelled at. Although they might have finally gone offline too. No, Newark Tower's still online, so. Alright, here we go. So there's a little bit of the skyline. Such as it is. I can't call out any waypoints because I have no idea where they are. Alright, it's breaking. It's breaking. Okay, we're gonna go back down. We're gonna get legal again. Ah, stupid cloud right in the way. Hudson River traffic, Comanche 683, Mike Bravo at the clock, 1,000 feet southbound Hudson.
Hudson River traffic, Comanche 8 Tango Whiskey, India for 1,000 feet, southbound tower, southbound.
That sounds like Eagle Eye.
Hudson River.
Turn, stay this side of the Statue of Liberty. There's Freedom Tower, downtown Manhattan, very cool. Statue of Liberty. At least we get to see the Statue of Liberty, that's cool. Glad it wasn't all socked in all the way down here. Hudson River traffic, Comanche 683 Mike Bravo, southbound Statue of Liberty, 1,000 feet, Hudson. That was kind of a cool shot. Dang it, it's on the wrong screen. Trying to get a screenshot of this. Other side. Ah. There it is, right there. Yes. That was cool. There's the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. That's the end of the special flight rules area on the Hudson. Our last reporting point, and then after that we're going to dive down to We got to be under 500 feet because in order to get underneath the JFK Bravo that dips down. There's JFK right there, actually. That was terrifying, but it was also really cool. I mean, once we broke out. You get turned around in the soup real fast. You got to really be on your instruments and kind of know. Like I was starting to, I thought for a while there I was climbing, and I looked down and I was descending, and I was like, that's when I called out. Okay, fly your instruments, because you can't rely on what's outside the window. 'Cause you can't see jack. Hudson River traffic, Comanche 683 my Bravo, southbound on the Hudson, Verrazano Narrows Bridge, reporting point, 1,000 feet. Hudson River traffic. Okay, so we came out of the Verrazano Narrows, and we're gonna fly around this point, and it's right here. Basically this little point, we're gonna fly south of this little bar here. And when we get to that bar, we got to be under 500 feet. Otherwise, we're going to bust the Bravo. So we're going to start turning over in that direction. And then we'll go down. Try for about 400 feet right there. That'll keep us in the safety zone.
Hudson River traffic, 28 Tango Whiskey, southbound to George Washington Bridge, southbound 1,000 feet.
George Washington Bridge, I think he's already said. Who is that? Is that who I think it is? Tango Whiskey is... Oh, that's not. That's Tim Dog. I thought that was Eagle Eye. 538 Tango Whiskey. Okay, we'll go this way. South of this thing, about 400 feet like we are. Stay out of the Bravo. Hopefully the weather doesn't descend on us like it's about to over here. Man, we gotta get to Bayport before this thing hits Long Island and does a number on us. New York out in the distance there. Who's in front of us? 38 Romeo? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is either. Tim Dog's coming up behind us. He's a well ways back there though. Brandt, or Melvin Leroy, just decided to cut the Skyline route and went across Long Island, and he's quite a ways in front of us. Actually, he's just about ready to turn into Bayport.
Hudson River traffic, communication with the passenger Shepherds, 1,000 feet, southbound Hudson River.
Tim Dog, how was your visibility going through the Hudson there? Because it was pretty bad for us right around the George Washington Bridge.
I'm not on live weather. I switched it out of live weather because I didn't have good enough visibility to even get to the SFRA.
We got into the SFRA, but we definitely lost VFR in the middle of it. I had to climb out in an emergency into the Bravo just to make sure we didn't die. There's JFK, that'd be the runway 4s right there. 4 left and right. Yeah, my scenery loads in apparently. Alright, so here's that inlet. Once we pass this inlet, we can climb up to 1,000 again. And we'll just maintain 1,000. That way we stay below the class Charlie that we'll be coming up to in a little bit. Actually, wait, no. Is it this inlet or is it the next one? It'll steer us away from the buildings, though, in the meantime. It might be the next one. I think it's the next one,
traffic, or not Bayport, Hudson River traffic, 8 Tango Whiskey, class clock, 1,000 southbound, Hudson River.
Check my map here. Oh, yeah, no, not this inlet. Yeah, it's the other inlet. Oh, actually, hang on. Brake right, brake right. We're about to go into the Bravo. We might have barely busted. That thing juts out again right here on the edge of this. Yeah, we barely busted. Thankfully, JFK is not on, so
Whiskey passing Statue of Liberty
can't call us out. Whoopsie daisy. Alright, I'm going to switch back over to Unicom. Actually, what was the Bayport CTAF? Don't remember. I read this and I've forgotten it. Yeah, it's this opening over here is our 1,000-foot clearance. 1227 is the Bayport CTF. Alright, there we go. This we can fly into. Let's go ahead and jump up to 1,000. Kind of nerve-wracking being that close to the water when you're in a plane and it's not a seaplane. Okay, hold 1,000 there. Turn the red light on just because it's getting kind of dark in here. Down. Yes, you do. Alright, so we're looking out for the Causeway Bridge. That beeping is telling me it wants me to trim down to help maintain the autopilot only has so much authority on the pitch, and so you have to make sure it's trimmed out. So as we're speeding up here, in fact I can back this off now that we're stopped climbing. But after the causeway, then there's a kind of a jut out over here, and then a big river inlet on the other side of the jut out. That's the Heckscher State Park. And right after that, there's going to be kind of a flat area. There's going to be two rivers going up. One isn't go up all the way. One is an initial. The other one is the one we're going to follow into Bayport. So that's how we're going to find it, according to the map I'm looking at. We also will probably be clued in by the fact that we should be able to see the airport, the bigger airport, kind of off to the end over there. So right now, what we're seeing over here, I believe, is probably Farmingdale Republic. Yes, I see two crossing runways. So yeah, that's Farmingdale Republic. And we want to stay away from the edge over here lest we wander into the class Delta. There's the causeway. So here's that jut out I was talking about, and this is the river, the big river that we're not going to follow going up after the causeway, I believe. just looking at my sectional chart over here, trying to make sense out of everything. Yeah, that's MacArthur right there. And you can tell that this little plane right here is probably either at Bayport or just landing at Bayport. We got other traffic going around there, so little hints at where we gotta go. Use what you got. Still looking plenty fine on fuel. Before we turn into Bayport, we got to get back down below 700. So we'll keep it up here for a little while. And then when we get closer, probably shortly after we pass this guy, we'll go ahead and dip down to 700 for the approach into Bayport. Oh, it's pretty out here. A fun flight. A little challenging with the weather, but we made it work for the most part. We were only illegal for a very short amount of time. Starting to see some other lights over there at Bayport. Right car.
Bayport traffic, Piper Comanche, November 612 Echo Romeo is 10 miles to the southwest inbound for right now on runway 18, Bayport traffic.
10 miles? That's a long way to call out, but alright. Bayport traffic, Comanche 683 Mike Bravo at 1,000 feet, just passing the state park for downwind 18 arrival into Bayport. Bayport traffic. Alright, so that's the state park. Let's go down to under 700 feet. Don't bust no Charlies. About 6 right there. Alright, we're looking for the river here that goes in. And I'm seeing lights here, which may, I think, oh yeah, this is it right here. Alright, we're going to take the autopilot off. Autopilot off. We're going to slow her down. Rich, fuel pump on. Bayport traffic, Comanche 683 Mike Bravo over the shoreline for runway 18, Bayport. Notch the flaps, gear down. So here's Bayport Aerodrome right there. It's a grass strip. Bayport traffic, Comanche 683 Mike Bravo is downwind, runway 18, Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Comanche number 612 Echo Romeo is over the shoreline, Bayport traffic.
Alright, we gotta watch out for that highway. Hard to see with all the trees. Full flaps. There's the highway. See it? Go as slow as we can. Avoid the highway. Not stall either. It's been a long time since I've done this in the Comanche. Beautiful, look at that.
Bayport traffic, Piper Comanche number 612 Echo Romeo is on the right base, or right downwind, runway 18, Bayport traffic.
Bayport traffic, 683 Mike Bravo, landing 18, Bayport. Love the model matching fails here with the giant Airbus things that are, I don't know what they actually are, but they're definitely not what they're
Bayport traffic, Piper Comanche number 612 Echo Romeo is turning right base, runway 18. Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Comanche 663 Mike Bravo is clear of the runway Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Piper Comanche number 612 Echo Romeo is on final, runway 18, Bayport.
We made it! We'll go park over here behind the windsock. This is cool having everybody over here. Alright, we'll set our brakes. Flaps are pulled in, excellent. Fuel pump can go off. And we are going to turn off the transponder. We are going to kick off the avionics. Landing lights can go off, strobe can go off, POE can go off, close the cabin vents. And we will knock down the power. All right, beacon off. And we'll turn off our lights. Also kick the ignition off. And turn off our overhead light. And our master power. Open that up. There we go. And we have made it into Bayport. It's a cool approach and really tight approach and landing, but it's a lot of fun. It's a cool airport, and this is there is scenery for this. I forget where, if it's on the TO or if it's on the USA Flying Club's Discord channel or both. But makes for a fun little fun deal. And whether or not even if you're flying, so if they're landing 1.8, which they were, and it actually is more of a crosswind at this point, but it's still favoring 1.8. If they're landing 1.8, it's a really fun, it's a hard approach. But if they're departing 3.6 and landing 3.6, the landing's easy, but the departure means you got to take off and make a really tight turn to avoid that highway and get out, because you got to avoid the Class Charlie for MacArthur that's right there. So anyway, we got to get our time down, and now I got to tie this thing down. So it's we're going to call it 4:40 local, which means that is what is that for? That's 7:40 Eastern. That is, so that should be 23:40 Zulu, if I'm doing my math right. Is our we're going to call wheels down at Bayport. Let's go ahead and break out the tablet here, and we'll get our stuff all tied down here. So walk around. We'll do this again. We just need to go to the salient points, so we're going to go here. And that's going to allow us to do this. And then we're going to go here. But not that one. I need to do that one. That'll be the chocks. Same thing on the other side, which is going to default to the fuel tank. And we got to go down there. Get our chocks, and then right over here for our tie down and our pitot cover, and then in the back there's our tie down in the grass. Beautimous. And finally we can take our luggage out. Back in the plane. Back into plane. Alright, let's go ahead. Pull that in. We'll get that tied up. And if we look here at the controls, you can see everything is secured. Beautiful. And everything's all good. As it should be. Alright, that is where I'm going to pull the plug here. That was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the busting the weather minimums there, but oh, there goes somebody. I wonder if they're doing a go around because they didn't quite make it in. I don't think he was just taking off. But yeah, so anyway, a lot of fun. Again, hope you join me over on Twitch for the live streams. Generally stream Thursday evenings, Friday evenings, and Saturday mornings over at twitch.tv/Mustafa. Would really appreciate if you hit that like button and subscribe on the YouTube channel here. Hit that follow button over on Twitch to get notified of when I'm streaming. Join the Discord. Discord link in the description below. And you'll also get see the weekly schedule there and get notifications through Discord when we're chatting. We also have a little bit of fun over in the Discord as well, so I love to see you there too. But this was a lot of fun. Special thanks to Mike Cinnamate and Virtual USA Flying Club for the invite, as well as hosting such a fantastic event. And look forward to some future events with them as well. So anyway, enjoy, take care. We'll see you on the next video.